Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2025 Preparing for BGR and BGRi session. My name is Craig Johnson. I serve as the Director of Orientation Programs at Purdue University, and we are extremely excited to welcome you to campus for our programs. This session is going to introduce you not only to the program schedule and the move-in process, but also connect you with some of our great staff members who've been working for months on the orientation side of things, and also some of our close partners, some of the folks that you'll see throughout the week and certainly throughout your Purdue experience as well. So this is going to be a video that's got a lot of information, hopefully good and timely information for you as you put the final touches around moving in to campus. And so we're going to start our session tonight by welcoming one of our great campus partners. We have with us Jeff Sieber from University Bookstore. Jeff and UBS have been great partners with us for many, many years. So, Jeff, thanks for coming on and talking through all things related to August.
Well, thanks for having me again, Craig. It's always a fun time of year to get to talk to you again, and we're looking forward to all the students coming back on campus.
Yeah, well, they're coming quick, Jeff. So,
Yeah,
tell us how might a student or a family member touch base with you and your team when they come on campus for BGR and BGRi?
absolutely. Yeah, we got a couple things going on during BGR and BGRi. First off, students can. This is for parents and family members mostly. Once you get your student all moved in and you build those lofts and you get all the fans set up that you needed, and come on over to the bookstore and we'll have a free mom, dad, or family shirt for your family here at the store. You can get those at the main location across from the Union, and that will be during move-in week. So that will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday while supplies last. And we will be having extended hours those days, so you should have plenty of time to get everything done. Then head on over to the store and get your free mom and dad shirt. And then we're
That's
also,
always, oh,
yeah,
sorry to cut you
no,
off,
you're
Jeff.
good. You're
I was
good.
just gonna say I'm so excited about those shirts because those are everywhere, man. Like the families
Yeah.
that come in are always that's the first thing they ask about is getting those shirts.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a tradition now. We see them now for years and years, and actually people ask to buy them again because theirs wear out. So make sure you get over here and get those while supplies last. And yes, it's always a good time. And then we'll also be doing a free shirt for the students. I don't have a lot of details for you on that, but reach out to your BGR leader and they'll tell you how to get that free shirt during BGR week.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys have been great supporters of that. It's always a fun process to not only get the students into the store to pick up their shirts, but then once you get to football season or basketball season, when you see those walking around on campus throughout the year, that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, always.
So outside of connecting with you on site, what are some other ways that you would encourage both the students and the families to connect with you, not only outside of BGR, but throughout those 4 years that they are here on campus?
Well, always you can come by the stores. We have two stores, one across from the Union, and that's at State and Grant, and we have one across from Mackey Arena. Actually, the store here on at State Street, this is our 85th year in business. So always can come by the store anytime. Come talk to me or any of my staff, and we'll be happy to help. Or you can reach out online at purdueu.com and or any of our socials at Purdue Bookstore on Twitter, Facebook, X, or Instagram. So any of those ways, and yeah, we'll be happy to help.
Well, I appreciate you spending some time with us to share
Yeah,
with our incoming West Lafayette students how they can get in touch with you. You guys have been great. You're obviously a staple of the community. 85 years in that location
80,
is pretty
85 years.
wild to
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about. Yeah,
yeah.
but
We could use a couple upgrades, but we never change locations. That's for sure. It's a great location.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, we appreciate the time. Thanks
yeah.
again for being a great partner, and we will see you around this August for sure.
Thanks, Craig. See you soon.
And now we have Carrie North here from Purdue Federal Credit Union here to talk about all things related to West Lafayette and BGR. So, Carrie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Craig. We're excited.
Yeah, we're excited and so thankful that you and the team are supporting all of the things related to our work. And so, as students and families that are watching come into BGR, talk to them a little bit about how they might see you, or might see your team, or might see other things throughout the week of Boiler Gold Rush.
Yeah, so we are going to have a table at the resource fair after BGR check-in. So at that table, you guys can see us every day. We'll be there opening up accounts. So if your child needs a checking account or they would like to get their first credit card to start building credit wisely, we will be there doing on-site account opening. And for every new student checking account, we have this awesome t-shirt that we're giving away. So be sure to check us out for that. Like I said, every new student checking account gets this awesome t-shirt. So our checking accounts have no minimum balance and no monthly service fees. So it really is a great value. And we just launched last year these awesome new debit cards. So a little vintage Pete for you. So yeah, we're excited about that. We can open your account right there at the table. So you don't have to worry about going to the branch or doing it online. And then we can also give you information about a great financial wellness program that we partner with Purdue on called Boiler Financial Track. It's a free financial wellness service to students. You can do one-on-one counseling. You can get help with your budget, whatever it might be. Just stop by the office or make an appointment and you can have free one-on-one help. So
That's great. And
yeah,
so, first off, I love that you have the merch ready to go on standby.
gotta be
You've got
ready.
you ready to go. So hopefully the students are ready to see those things when they come to BGR here soon. And I'm just going to add on the financial track piece. There's a little bit of that information in Purdue 102. So you may have already seen that, students, as a reminder. That will exist access for you through the end of the semester here. But lots of really great resources on campus in the community that Carrie and her team can provide you. So we talked about a lot of those things. And checking in at Boiler Gold Rush is also in the recreation facility, the co-rec, which is where the Boiler Financial
Mhm.
Services track
Yeah.
services are. So that's even more on the nose there. But for students that and parents that are thinking about things long after BGR, what are some ways that you would encourage them to connect with you or to, follow different accounts or websites and that sort of thing just to stay connected as they go into their Purdue experience? How would you recommend that?
Yeah, so you can always stop by one of our branches. We have two campus locations, one in the Union on the first floor and then one on Northwestern Avenue. We have a wealth of information on our website, purduefed.com/students. And we also belong to a network of ATMs and credit union branches all across the country, thousands of them. And so after your student graduates, they can keep their Purdue Federal account and access their account if they need to through one of those shared branches or get money out free through one of the many ATMs across the country. And so we have a robust digital banking platform with the app. So a lot of people honestly manage their account through that for the most part.
That's great. Well, I know a lot of Purdue alumni that have been Purdue Federal Credit Union credit
Yep.
card holders and debit card holders for a
Yeah.
long time. And so it's definitely a rich part of the community. And I know that we in orientation programs would not be able to do a lot of the things that we do without the support of you and your team. So really appreciate you spending time with us today, Carrie, and we will see you
Yeah.
at BGR and BGRI.
Sounds good. Thanks, Craig.
And now we have Vicky Wicks with us from the Union Club Hotel and Leaps, and we're very excited to have Vicky with us. Hi, Vicky. How are you? How are things
I'm
going?
doing great. Thank you. Trying to stay cool. We're all melting around here, but that's okay.
Yeah, and Vicky is on location. She's at Leaps Coffee in the Union, right next to the Union Club Hotel, which is very exciting. She's not even paying the people to walk by her. Those are real people that are just existing here at the Union.
If they
So
suddenly stop and start asking me questions, I apologize in advance.
no, it's all good. It's perfect. But we appreciate you and the team being great supporters of Boiler Gold Rush as always. And so, if you could just tell the people that are watching how you're involved with BGR and BGRI this year.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the opportunity, Craig. This is something near and dear to my heart. I think orientation and having your first couple of days go amazing are so important to a great career. So I am the general manager of the Union Club Hotel, and we are located as part of the Purdue Memorial Union. And we will be hosting people in our ballrooms, watching them walk through the hallways, maybe giving them an opportunity to win some coffee treats at the Leaps coffee shop right behind me. And then many of the visitors will be staying with us, their parents, as they're dropping off their college student for the first time at the Union Club Hotel.
That's perfect. Well, and the Union, for those that may have not been to campus, it's on the welcoming corner of Mitch Daniels Boulevard and Grant Street. You can't miss it as you're coming in and going through. The Union's been around for a really long time, and Vicky has been a great partner since she and the hotel have been here with all those new renovations as of a few years ago as well. So if folks aren't staying at the Union or they don't find themselves going over to coffee during the move-in process, how can they connect with you? What are some ways that you would encourage both families and students to connect with the services that you all offer?
Well, as you mentioned, the Purdue Memorial Union and the hotel have been here for a long time. In fact, 100 years. I call that a long time.
That
And
is a long time.
we're right across from the Grant Street Garage, which is the visitors parking area. And so when you cross that street and you're looking up at this big building and going, where am I supposed to go? More than likely, you're going to walk into the lobby of the hotel and you're going to find a friendly face waiting there. And we're going to answer every question you might possibly have and help you get to the right spot. So you can connect with us either on social media, on our Instagrams, through Facebook. You can walk into our lobby and just say, hey, I need a cool place to stay for a moment and have a seat in our lobby and relax or just see a friendly face during a hectic time. So our entire team is really dedicated to being the front door of hospitality for Purdue University. And we take a lot of pride in making sure all of our visitors feel special and welcome to campus.
Well, you and the team do a great job of doing that every year, every moment, whether students are here or they're on summer break and in between. We really, really appreciate you being here, Vicky, and helping support us. And we're excited to have you around for another August.
Well, it is my pleasure. I can't believe it's been 5 years so far since the hotel opened. And I'll be that short person running around. You'll probably hear my heels right and left. But when someone on our team says, "May I help you?" it really is our pleasure to stop and answer a question, no matter what it might be. So take us up on the offer.
Well, we hope you are able to see Vicky throughout the month of August and certainly throughout your Purdue students' career. But thanks again, Vicky, for spending time and chatting with our new students and families in prep for this year's BGR.
My pleasure. Y'all take care.
You bet. Take care. Thanks again to our partners for talking with us about all things preparing for West Lafayette. We've got Jeff from University Bookstore. We had Vicky Wicks and Carrie North from the Union Club Hotel and Purdue Federal Credit Union. So thanks to them. Look out for them at Checkin and throughout not only the week of BGR, but also your Purdue experience as well. Now we're going to talk about move-in and check-in. And with passing the torch over there, I'm going to turn it to one of our staff members, Allison Webb, one of our associate directors of orientation programs, to take it away.
All right, thanks so much, Craig. Hello, everyone. My name is Allison Webb, and I serve as an Associate Director of Orientation Programs, specifically for programs here in West Lafayette. And I'm very excited to share with you what we have in store for our upcoming programs. But before we get into all of kind of like the program logistics, we have a very special guest with us today. We have Allie Goodrich here, who oversees several elements of the move-in process at Purdue University. She's here to talk with us about all things related to move-in in West Lafayette. So Allie, can you give us a little rundown of who you are and what you do here at Purdue?
Absolutely. So, Allison, thank you. And thanks to Craig for having me here on the video program again. It's always so great to get a chance to talk with parents and share some great insights. So, as Allison mentioned, I'm Allie Goodrich. I actually am starting my 25th year next week. So, that's a very exciting moment for me. And this will be my 25th Boiler Gold Rush. I have been involved in housing and student life my entire career here at Purdue. And my job is I'm really fortunate I get to be the director of student employment and operations for the Division of Student Life. And then I also do project management. So Move In is a very big piece of what I do every year. And it's just an awesome opportunity to partner with you and Craig and all of your team to give our students and our families that are coming to campus an opportunity to really immerse themselves in everything that happens during Boiler Gold Rush.
Perfect. Thanks, Allie. So before we kind of start getting into the details of each program, do you have any keys for a successful move-in?
Oh my gosh, yes. I could go on for a long time about what I think a successful move-in is, but there are a couple of things specific to our campus and what we like to encourage parents and families to realize. First of all, trust your student. They are so ready to be here. They want to be a part of what's going on, and give them that autonomy to figure things out. I think it's really valuable to have those moments that you get to spend with your student, but let them go and do what they need to do once they're here and getting settled in. I would also say a successful move-in for us is that we have kind of run this through with a fine-tooth comb, and it's a well-oiled machine. We're really proud of what we do and what we offer for our move-in process for all of our students, not just our new beginners, but transfer students, international students, returning students, and the like. It's a really great opportunity to be a part of this on campus. So I think that the details will help everyone watching feel more comfortable with how move-in works. But to be a successful move-in, we want to know that we're doing the right things to serve all of our students that are coming to campus.
Yeah, I love that, Allie. I love what you said about it being a well-oiled machine. I remember as a Purdue alum, my brother and I both attended Purdue, and my brother's older, my parents dropped him off, they were so nervous, and then they saw the team leaders and the university residence folks, and so by the time I got to college, they were like, bye,
Yep.
and just kicked me out because they knew I was in great hands. They were like, they've got it. And so
Yep, that's exactly right.
I had that same thought in my brain. I love that.
Yep.
So let's dive right into our
Yep.
programs. So let's start with BGRi, which the move-in for that starts on Friday, August 15th. So what's the process for moving in during BGRi?
Absolutely. So BGRi is Boiler Gold Rush International. And to everybody watching, we are a very acronym friendly campus. So I will try very hard not to use too many of those because it takes a roster to know what they all mean. Boiler Gold Rush International, BGRi for short, is when our international students arrive to campus and experience a move-in process uniquely for the international programs and for those students that are here. So the process, though, Allison, is really the same as it will be on our second day of move-in, which starts BGR. But all students that arrive for Boiler Gold Rush International should go to their assigned residential locations check-in area. So for all of our traditional residence halls, that's typically a main office. For all of our apartments that are the University Residences Boilermaker apartments or URBA apartments, they will go to Hilltop Building 23, which is the main office for Hilltop. That office sort of oversees all of the apartments. There are two apartment exceptions to that. The new Third and West apartments that opens will have their own front office, and Aspire, our other apartment complex, does have its own office. All of that information is in the website, and it is also out on the portal for our students to get to know. But what we need our students to do for Boiler Gold Rush International is go to their hall or their apartment area for check-in and get their check-in process completed. Then they need to come over to the Recreation and Wellness Center, also known as the Co-Rec or Rec Well, and they will come to all of you with the Student Success Division to check in for Boiler Gold Rush International. They'll receive credentials and a badge and a wristband and a lot of different things. And their families that might be here with them are welcome to come over to the Co-Rec as well and kind of see everything that's happening for them. Those students should all have an arrival time set up. And I know we'll talk about that in just a minute, but we know that for international students, they may be coming in on air travel or coming in off of a shuttle. So we will get them the information they need for those shuttle locations. I can tell you, Allison, that for sure, Reindeer Shuttle Service runs both airports and it stops right at the Co-Rec. So it's a really convenient spot for the students. If they come in on Lafayette Limo, it stops at Purdue West and they can walk on over to get checked into their buildings and then come to the Co-Rec to see you guys.
Perfect. And I know that, Allie hit a lot on going to the residence hall first, then coming to see us. So there's a lot of back and forth here. I want to reiterate to make sure you have your mobile IDs on your phone, especially for our international students. I know that sometimes you get to the US and you don't have a US SIM card, and so it's a struggle to have your phone working. So having that mobile ID already added to your wallet, whether that's an Apple Wallet or whatever your phone carrier kind of has that set up, that makes your check-in and your move-in go really smoothly. So just making sure you have your Purdue ID loaded in and ready to go before you get to campus is really, really helpful. Anything else to add there, Allie, before we jump into
I'll say,
BGR?
yeah, I'll say this for BGRi and BGR, and I'll touch on it again. But for our BGRi students, once those phones are set up properly, they'll want to also do their mobile check-in. That's a process they do on their phone also. So that is something they can add to the wallet, whether they have Apple, like the Apple Wallet or an Android wallet. Those can all be done in advance of arrival on the day of, and that makes the check-in process at each residence hall a pretty smooth process as well.
Perfect. And our instructions for that piece on the website as well.
Yes, and that's actually in their student portal and with the Star Res housing portal. It's also on the website, and all of the details about their mobile ID are found on the card services website for Purdue. Campus card services.
Perfect. Perfect. Lots of information. Already good stuff already.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about BGR. So BGR has several days of move-in because we have lots of humans to get in before programming starts on the 19th. So BGR starts Saturday, August 16th, and we move in every day through Tuesday, August 19th. So thinking about driving directions first, how do I navigate to my residence hall?
That's a great question, and I'm glad you brought it up because most of us use our phone and put GPS, and it takes us right to the front door of our residential building. But I'm going to tell you, don't use your GPS. Everybody's going to say, what? Why? Well, to navigate campus, if folks can imagine, we partner with our Purdue Police Department, our fire department, all of our campus affiliates, and we try to bring people in all directions around the campus. So on the housing website, anyone can go to the move-in tab and then click on move-in details. In that list of details are the driving instructions. So Allison, what we do is we create actual turn-by-turn instructions for every residential location. And all a parent or a student or a family member has to do is click on that. It'll show the turn-by-turn instructions, and we designed, with the help of Google Maps and our marketing department, we've designed the map that shows from point A to point B and all the way to the building. The reason I say don't use your GPS is, for example, it's going to take you to the front door of, let's say, Harrison Hall. But at Harrison, we load and unload at the back dock. So it's not going to put you in the right place, even though it might get you to the building. So we highly encourage everybody that's coming to campus to check that driving route on our website and then use those turn-by-turn instructions to get you to the actual proper side of the building so that you can do your unloading.
Okay, great. And then, as someone who's a little directionally challenged, if I'm trying to follow those maps, but I get to campus and I'm a little stressed out, there's a lot of humans, lots of cars. Is there any signage I can follow, or will there be people outside of the residence hall to help me should I get a little lost or a little stuck?
So I would say I'm going to make you try to navigate it all on your own. But for everybody else.
Thanks, Allie.
Yeah, I got you. Everybody else, you can't miss our large neon green signs. We have directional signage to every building, to every unloading area. Those are also positioned in highly trafficked areas to follow the same route that is on the website. And in addition, I mentioned we partner with our police department. So there is a lot of police presence on our campus during all the days of move-in to help folks. If they get turned around, if they're in the wrong lane of the traffic, what have you, and they will guide folks as needed to the right destination. We know that there are going to be folks that come in the wrong way or just get turned around when they hit campus. And so there is a lot out there that can assist them. The green signage, like I said, correlates to each route, and that takes you all the way to every unloading area. Our police staff are there to assist. But the best part is the hundreds of student volunteers that are all under your area and Jackie's area, which are our Boiler Gold Rush team leaders. They literally are there in nearly every location to meet and greet and offer assistance and guidance as you get into the lane to kind of pull up and do your unloading and the checking in process. So yes, lots and lots of folks to help and lots of good signs.
Perfect. Thank you. That helps me. I might not be in a car, but I'll be in a golf cart. So if I get a little lost, I'll look for those bright green signs and I'll
Definitely.
find my way. Thank you. So thinking about move-in times, I know we all get move-in windows. So do I need to adhere to my move-in time or is there flexibility there?
I'm going to tell you that we really, really need you to come at your assigned time. I want you to put this in perspective. Over the course of about 4.5 days of Boiler Gold Rush, Saturday through Tuesday, we're moving in, 7, 8, 9,000 plus students. We will already have several hundred that will have arrived that Friday with Boiler Gold Rush International. We have other pre-approved early arrival groups like our band and our athletic programs. So we definitely need you to stick to your move-in time. Please do not show up 2 hours early to think you're going to just go get in line in your car and just wait patiently. We move those lines and get you through that process so quickly that our window times are really like every 15 minutes. And those are laid out for a very specific purpose. We know how many cars can fit in an unloading area at any given time. And we know how quickly those team leaders meet and greet and assist in the unloading process. I want to talk a little bit about that move-in time. You get your time slot, arrive at the beginning of your time slot. It's plenty of time to pull up. Your student will exit the vehicle and go get checked in and get their room key or their key fob. And you, the driver of the car, maybe it's a family member, it's a parent, it's a guardian, whoever's bringing the student here, stay in your car. You can't leave your car. Yeah, don't leave it unattended. That's a problem because it creates a backup with our traffic flow. So we want folks to be with the car while others are helping to unload it. And then the driver will head off to park the car. And we'll talk about the specifics of parking here in a minute. But we want you to stick to your time. We'll move you through the process. Your student will then have all the time they want to get settled in, make 2 or 3 trips to the Target or the Walmart and come and go. But yeah, please stay to your move-in time.
All right, perfect. Now, go ahead.
I want to toss this in. Again, we know travel plans can go awry. Somebody missed their flight. They had a flat tire and lost a few hours due to a traffic issue on the highway. If you miss your move-in time, you're welcome to come later, and we will accommodate you. We just don't want you showing up early. So hopefully that helps ease people's minds if there is a concern. And the last thing too about move-in times, Allison, is any student can go into their housing portal and look at whether there's a better time, a different day that would work better for their family to get them here. They can also contact their residence hall main office with any kind of additional questions about their move-in time process.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, my follow-up question was, what if I get delayed and miss my time slot? So you just read my mind.
I'm good like that, aren't I?
You are. I will add that if you happen to get delayed or, travel plans change and you come later than our whole move-in window, which usually most days ends around 6 p.m., the BGR team, the student success team of team leaders, so those hundreds of people outside the residence hall, they might not be there anymore to assist. So just kind of a note there that if you're running super behind on move-in day, just know that the level of help for unloading might be a little bit different.
And here, Allison, let me add to that. That's a really good point. Our residence halls main offices are open 24 hours. And we know there are some families that choose to come after hours. I'm going to give a really perfect example. My son will be moving onto campus this year to attend Boiler Gold Rush and be a part of this orientation process. And I was chatting with him last week and I said, we've got a move-in time and we've got to get your stuff organized and people are going to help you to unload. And he said, I can carry my own things. I don't need all that help. We want to help. I mean, that's part of what we do as the whole welcome to campus. But if you do come later, as Allison mentioned, each day of our move-in, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are until 6 o'clock. And that's when our Boiler Gold Rush team finishes at 6. And then on Tuesday, we finish at 3. Anytime after that, you can still use the luggage carts, the luggage bins. You can still pull up to the unloading. Don't leave your car unattended. But you can still move in. You just might not have all the extra helpers. So I'm guessing my son is just going to come at nighttime because he said he didn't need any help.
Perfect. And I can tell that you're not going to help him either. You're just gonna be like, all right, you've got this.
I'm going to be
right?
working. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Working.
You got stuff to do.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So I have my move-in time. I know where to go. I'm parked. I'm not leaving my car unattended. How long do I actually have to unload my car and move in?
Good question. So how fast can you pack and unpack?
Right. That's kind of my question.
Yeah. So our move-in time window is going to say 30 minutes, that your time slots from 9 to 9:30. It does not mean moms and dads and family members that in 30 minutes you've got to say your goodbyes. That's just the time we allow at the unloading area, whether it's a back dock or the side of the building or the front of the building. And trust me, we get those cars unloaded in rapid time. It's quite amazing how fast we can do it. And so again, one person stays with the car. Everything else is getting unloaded onto carts or being carried up. We do have a few buildings that don't have elevators, and so we do have some stairs. But everything's being taken in, and then off they go to park their car. So roughly it's a 30-minute window, but typically it runs faster than that. 15 or 20 minutes, we are moving cars through those lines to get everybody unloaded. We've got lots of carts and baskets and things at the halls to help with that.
Sounds like a very efficient system. So when I come to unload my car in 30 minutes or less, it's kind of like a pizza delivery service.
Yeah.
How many guests can come and help me move in?
Oh, well, we don't limit you. I'm going to be really honest. Most cases, we usually see a couple of adults, be it parents, grandparents, etc., whoever's bringing the student. Sometimes we see some siblings, and sometimes we see a big family. We are not going to limit you, but I just want you to know most of our spaces are double occupancy or more. And so putting that many people in a traditional residence hall room that's about 150 square feet can get really snug really fast. So we try really hard not to have multiple roommates moving in at the same time, just because it does get crowded. And we want everybody to have that chance to enjoy seeing the residential space, helping their student kind of get unpacked or settled in. But we're not going to say you can only have 1 or 2 people. You can bring the siblings or what have you, but just be respectful of the hallways, allowing other families to kind of pass through. If there is a roommate that's already moved in, that it could be a little crowded in your room, but that's okay. It's all part of it. So yeah.
Yep, you're so right. I do like your ad about, having it be a little bit of a special moment and giving everybody room to breathe. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So you've kind of mentioned that most halls provide luggage carts and bins to help with transporting items. I'm going to add that our humans will also be able to help you. And I know that sometimes you're bringing really important items with you or really sentimental pieces. And so it's if you don't want help moving things, that's totally okay too. We'll have people pretty much swarm your car ready to assist. So just making sure you advocate for something if you don't want something moved by one of our volunteers is totally okay. Allie, did you want to jump in here?
Yeah, I just want to say, I want everybody to understand 400 to 500 volunteers. These are students that are doing this because they love what they do, because they're growing in their leadership opportunities, and they are volunteering and they work nonstop for you. So please be super respectful of them. If you do not want them to, like Allison said, carry something that's of sentimental value, or the computer monitor or what have you, that's totally up to you to decide. They do use caution in how they load carts and things, but accidents can happen, and we don't take that liability on. So if you are that concerned, then please do carry those things yourself. But these students are just excited to see you and welcome your students. So feel free to say thank you to them, and do a big Boiler Gold Rush fight song or whatever you want to do with them, because they're awesome humans.
Yeah, absolutely. Joining on the fun. They'll be cheering, they'll be dancing. You'll
Yep.
hear so many chants about a futon. You'll go home with rhymes, so many rhymes for a futon. You're going to learn so many things at Move In. It's a great time. Just echoing Allie there. Our volunteers are amazing. Very grateful for them. So I've heard kind of mumblings about a move-in or unloading pass that I have to have when I move in. So where do I find this, and do I have to print it?
Yes, so that's a super important thing to talk about. I want to be really, really clear. This is not a parking pass. Purdue's campus is very well signed on parking, and the move-in pass will actually lead us into the next little discussion about parking. Every single student, as we mentioned, gets a move-in time assigned to them. In early August, your student can log into their housing portal and they will see where to click the button to see their move-in pass. It is a move-in pass. It's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You do need to print it. It does not have to be in color. It just simply needs to be printed and put up on your dashboard when you arrive at your move-in time. We do this for a couple of reasons. Remember, I mentioned that we've got a lot of police presence and support. Well, we also have additional staff from Boiler Gold Rush and our RAs and administrators from housing outside welcoming you as you pull in your car. They're going to be checking your pass. They're going to, first of all, make sure you're in the right place. They're going to make sure you're at the right time. And then that pass has the student information, nothing that is confidential, but information that if we need to reach that student, there should be a phone number that pre-populates on there, because maybe that family did leave their car unattended. It gives us a way to connect with you. But the other thing is that on that pass, it will tell you where to go park your car after you're done unloading. And we have that on the website. We have it with the driving instructions, but this year we actually added that to the move-in placard or piece of paper that you'll put on your dashboard, again, to just try to help our families with the easiest navigation as possible. So yes, early August, remind your student to log into the housing portal. They can print their dashboard pass, and then y'all just stick that right up on the dashboard when you get here on your arrival day. And speaking of parking, Allison, it is out on our website. It'll be on that pass, but just for the sake of sharing it today, I wanted to mention University Garage is one of our parking locations. And typically the buildings that go there are the Honors College and Residence, Winifred and Frida Parker Halls, and Windsor Halls. Those buildings are most closely or geographically connected there to University Garage. And so that's what it'll say on those locations. The McCutcheon parking garage is on the west side of campus, most closely to that, and who will be directed to go there is the Third and West Apartments, Meredith Hall, then Hillenbrand, Harrison, and McCutcheon Halls. They all sit right around that garage. In the center of the residential campus is our recreation and wellness facility, which everybody will come to when they come check in with you guys. But that is also a large parking area to the north of the co-rec, and that'll be for buildings that have anyone that has an oversized vehicle or a trailer on their back of their vehicle, but also for Owen, Tarkington, and Wiley residence halls, which are kind of in that central location. Cary Quad and Hilltop are to the north, so those folks are welcome to go park up at the Ross-Ade Stadium. And then finally, the halls that are towards the south, which include First Street, Meredith South, Earhart, and Shreve, and our Aspire apartments will all go to the Convergence parking lot. Again, it's all well signed. It says it on the pass. I know that was a lot to take in at this exact moment, but the website's also up to date. And if you go to the wrong parking spot, it's okay. Uh, we're not going to make you leave, but I do want to stress something of big importance. If there is a restricted parking spot that says reserved with a special code or a number inside of a garage or in a lot, please do not park in those. That could be reserved for someone who has a limited mobility need. That could be reserved for a special high level person on our campus. And those are always enforced. The other thing I will say is that West Lafayette's community, along with a lot of the streets on and around the Purdue campus, have been shifting to something called Park Mobile. It's a digital app that you can put on your phone to pay to park. In and around our residential buildings, there are some park mobile spaces. Allison, during the move-in hours at 9 to 6 or 9 to 3, etc., when the police are present and all of the BGR team is present, those spaces right around our buildings will be relaxed. But after hours and anywhere else on campus, Park Mobile is always enforced. So I'm putting that little word out there because we don't want folks to get a ticket.
Right.
But if you're in a Park Mobile space, if you didn't pay properly or put it on your phone, that is a city ticketing system. So I just want everybody to know that we'll do our best to make sure everything is signed properly. But I would much rather see somebody stay out of the Park Mobile spaces after hours for fear of them maybe getting a ticket.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Allie. And I think to your point, there's a lot of different parking spots around campus. There's a lot of different, designations of where I'm supposed to park. It's going to be listed on my pass. It's on the website. We'll also have all our volunteers that are in golf carts. We'll have like a cheat sheet that can help you as well. You can say, I'm in Tarkington, where should I park? So we'll be able to help you as well. Worst case scenario, if you're unsure, like I know when I was first on Purdue's campus, I was always nervous to park somewhere. And I know those first couple days are just always really nerve-wracking. Just ask one of our volunteers, be like, hey, this is where I parked. Here's where my residence hall is. Can we make sure this is the right spot? Like I've even snapped a picture of my parking spot before and showed it to someone and be like, am I okay? And
yeah, exactly.
so I think that's our volunteers are here to make sure everybody's in the right spot and to take care of you. So anything else for parking, Allie? I know that was kind of a beast, so I just want to make sure we're all good there.
No, I feel like we're really good. I will remind everybody, it's not so much about parking, though it ties into the concept of oversized vehicles and trailers. Folks, this is my 25th Boiler Gold Rush. I have seen it all. I have seen people move in an RV. I have seen people move in towing a boat. With things in the boat because the poor dad could not get the boat unhitched. So his student had to put their things in the boat. I have seen, anything and everything from U-Hauls to pull along trailers. I would suggest that you don't overpack. I would suggest that your student be communicating with their roommates to ensure that you're not bringing doubles and triples of things. But at the end of the day, if bringing stuff on a trailer makes it easier for you, I completely respect that and more power to you. I am terrible at backing up trailers, so I won't be doing that. But please take your vehicle, if you have a trailer, up to the co-rec, and there will be added signage, Allison. The trailers that are coming in or oversized vehicles coming in will actually drive out onto the grass where we tailgate during football games so that it doesn't take up spaces that are marked in the paved lot. So there'll be signage there and it'll point them out to the grass at the co-rec. That allows anybody who has a big vehicle, and anybody can park on the grass, but the oversized and the trailers, we really want to get them out onto that grass area so that opens up additional traditional spaces for standard vehicles.
Yeah, that's a really helpful designation, Allie. I appreciate that. So I just have a couple more nuggets to help us wrap up here, and then I'll kind of ask Allie one more question to wrap us up. So just a reminder that during move-in hours, you'll have ample support. We have about 400 to 500 student leaders known as Boiler Gold Rush team leaders. So they will be the ones helping to unload your vehicles and get things moved into student rooms. And then thinking about meals. So when your student moves in, that's also when their meals start for BGR and BGRi. So regardless of your move-in day, student meals begin once you've checked in with both their residence hall and at the co-rec for BGR. So you have to go check in for BGR to get your wristband, your neck wallet, all of those good things. Those are your tickets into the dining court before the semester actually starts. So you want to make sure you check into your residence hall and then into BGR. So you're able to get food, which is, most important once you get settled in. And then just a reminder about overnight move-in times, things like that. If you're like Allie's child not wanting to, be in the crowd, just wanting to vibe on their own. After hours or late times are certainly, available for students, but remember, we won't have our BGR team available for help. You're welcome to use the luggage carts and bins, but we will still, that will still be able to like help your vehicle get unloaded, and then you'll still have to move your vehicle after unloading because, like Allie mentioned earlier, those park mobile spots will kind of activate right after 6 p.m. and you'll have to kind of go park elsewhere for that. Any other things, Allie, before we kind of have our last question?
I'm going to just hit that little buzz topic again for all of the students. If you haven't uploaded your photo to get your Purdue mobile credentials identification, please get into their system, get an approved photo uploaded, and then download onto your phone the mobile credentials app and follow the steps on the Campus Card Services website so that your photo ID is working on your phone. That ID is way more than just your picture on a card. It could be giving you the door access you need to get into a lab. It could be giving you access to your residential building. It will become what you swipe or scan for your meals on your meal plan. So please make sure you get your mobile credentials loaded. Also, get into that Star Res portal once you are able to get close to your check-in time. And on the day of your check-in, you can go in and get that completed digitally and then load that official check-in information into your wallet so that when you get up to the table at the residence hall, it's just like a one-stop click. Here's your key and off you go. It just makes it a much smoother process if those things are done in advance.
Yep. Another well-oiled machine we have ready to go. Perfect. Thanks, Allie. So we're already ready for our last question. Thanks so much for this information, Allie. I think you've been such a helpful resource for all of us getting ready to move in. So I know at the beginning I kind of asked you for keys to a successful move-in. So I just kind of want us to summarize maybe some of the highlights. We have had mobile ID, not leaving your car unattended, but maybe just some of the perspectives you've shared over the last couple years to really just hone in on what makes move-in day, an expedited process, it's an emotional time. So kind of being able to bask in those emotions, but also be an effective move-in day for your child. So can you share a little bit of that to wrap it up?
Absolutely. So it's a pretty magical time. If you think about it from a parent's perspective, we've spent a whole lot of years raising our kiddos to maybe one day take this step and decide to attend school. And coming to Purdue is quite an honor, I think. We are academically ranked across the globe for the things that happen on our campus. But student life and what you do in student success and what our team does in student life is to really, really engage our students. I mean, our students are going to be the next leaders of so many great things. So a successful move-in goes way beyond sort of the logistics and the behind the scenes stuff that you or I or so many people on our teams are a part of. A successful move-in is helping that student acclimate to campus, kind of find their tribe of people and activities that they want to immerse themselves in, maybe outside of the classroom. Finding that balance between their academic rigor and their social opportunities, joining a club, becoming engaged in their residence hall community, taking a job in one of our many areas of student employment. A successful move-in is greeting every single person like it's the very first person we met for the day. That whether you arrive at 9 o'clock in the morning or 5:45 at night, that our team is here to help you to, from a parent's perspective, get you through what is going to likely be some emotion. Um, you know, I can't tell you how many years ago I could, but then I'd really age myself. But, my parents didn't even get to bring me to college. I was a first generation college student, and I flew in with my 2 suitcases, and my neighbor brought me to campus. Students today, they have a whole different relationship probably than maybe what I experienced 40 plus years ago. A successful move in is providing outstanding service to every single person that gets here, being a beneficial presence every time we are out forward facing, working with our families and our students and all the helpful staff around this campus. And a successful move in is ensuring that when you as parents drive away, your student is already connected and they are already finding their way. I know this is true, and I know it happens because I've seen it for 25 years. This year, I also get to experience it as a parent with my son moving to campus, and I'm going to have some emotion too. So if you see me out and about, come find me, come say hello. We'll commiserate together, and then we'll keep on keeping on because it's what we do, and we do it really well.
Great. Thanks, Allie. Good luck to you and your son as he navigates move-in, and to all of everyone watching as they are about to embark on move-in as well. So thanks again to Allie Goodrich for sharing an overview of the move-in process. I think there was lots of helpful nuggets in here, and I feel more prepared to not get lost. And I'm going to go download my mobile ID right now. And so we hope that was helpful for all of you as you prepare for the move-in process.
Thank you so much, Allison.
Thanks. All right, so now I'd like to take us through the Boiler Gold Rush International and Boiler Gold Rush schedules. So these are events that our team have been working on since last fall. So I'm very excited to share them with you today. So we have an incredible team of students and staff who are getting ready for you. You heard a little bit about that when we talked about move-in. And it all kicks off with BGRi. So we're going to look at the BGRi schedule first. That is Boiler Gold Rush International. So when you take a look at these slides, you're going to see we're going to go through move-in and check-in first, and then we'll kind of dive into the program itself. So Boiler Gold Rush International move-in and check-in starts Friday, August 15th. That is one day of move-in and check-in. It goes from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Students are welcome to bring guests with them. I know some of you for BGRi might be coming by yourself on a plane. You might take multiple buses. So if you don't have guests with you, that's totally okay. You'll have lots of able hands ready to help you. BGRi is also a unique program because some of your parents or guests might be joining through our parent and family program. So when you check in, you'll have the opportunity for your parents or guests to also check in to the parent and family program and connect with parent and family connections. You can connect with international students and scholars, as well as a couple other local businesses and sponsors. We'll have some mobile ID help at check-in, lots of things to help you get started on the right foot there. So that kind of wraps up move-in and check-in, and moving right into the program on Saturday, August 16th. So for BGRi, you'll start right away in the morning by meeting your team. So you will be paired with a group of other international students and a team leader international, and they will lead you through the BGRi programming as well as BGR once we dive into that. So we'll have an event called Meet the Teams where you all come together and you find that team leader international, and you'll go right into our BGRi opening ceremony where we just get to welcome you and really start your journey here at Purdue. Then our afternoon, we kind of dive into something called regional mingles. There will be 2 sets of these. And so these are opportunities for you to connect with some other students, maybe in similar cultures or countries to you, and also people just around the world to relate to those international experiences and to start making those connections early. And since BGRI is a unique population of international students, we have a session called Navigating Culture Shock, which is a really key session to kick things off right here at Purdue. So it's led by our team supervisor internationals, and they just kind of give you some resources for navigating culture shock. And it also gives you a chance to connect with other students who might be experiencing those things too. And then every day you'll see team time on our schedule. That is just time with your team leader international and the other students in your group to just connect, talk about the day, maybe get your questions answered, and have some fun too. You'll maybe do a little bit of dancing, a little bit of some icebreakers. You'll go and find some things around campus. So there's lots of different things you'll do during team time, but you will have different team times every day. So on Sunday, August 17th, you can kind of see a trend happening where you have like one main session and then a couple other different sessions happening throughout the day and maybe some social activities happening. That's kind of the same structure that's followed throughout the program. So on Sunday, August 17th, you'll have a session on banking called Banking 101. That helps you get set up for banking in the US. A lot of you may come to the United States and not have a credit card that works or need set up with, different types of banking needs. So that's what that session is all about, just getting you set up for all of the needs we have here in the United States. Our international student panel is a session you'll have in the afternoon where you get to hear from some of our student volunteers who are either international students themselves or maybe are domestic students with international experience. I know that is also some of you doing BGRI. Maybe they, were born in the US, but they went to school. Their K through 12 schooling was in a different country. So, they identify more as an international student. I know that's many of you who are coming to BGRI. You have that same experience. So we get a chance to hear from them. They have some words of wisdom to share. And then you'll jump into your second round of regional mingles. And then one of our sponsors, Mad Mushroom, is a pizza place here on campus. So every BGRI student will go with their team leader international to Mad Mushroom and get some free cheesy bread. So jumping right into some yummy food here on campus. And then later that night, we have a trivia night. So we have a guest coming in who will run 2 rounds of some really fun trivia for all of our BGRI students. And then some of our Boiler Gold Rush students will also be moving in at that time. So he will be letting them join in on trivia too. So it's a really full house and he always makes it really fun. Lots of pop culture questions, lots of things to just get people up and moving and having fun. On Monday, August 18th, you will have your International Students and Scholars session. So that is with our ISS office. That's a lot about just the logistics of immigration, VMISCI, all of those things that get you set up for success as an international student. And then you'll also have a chance at that session to get some questions answered specifically related to, visa status or just any of those logistics, paperwork heavy things you do as someone coming to the United States. In the afternoon, we have a really cool session called Academics in the United States. That is led by a group of our advisors here on campus, and they take you through a presentation that's all about exactly what it sounds like, just prepping you for academics here at Purdue, getting you familiar with some of the vocabulary, how to connect with faculty, just different things that maybe you aren't familiar with quite yet, both as an international student and as a college student for the very first time, possibly. And then, believe it or not, on Monday night, we wrap up BGRI. So we have a closing ceremony just to truly celebrate you and all of the things you accomplished through BGRI and also get you ready for Boiler Gold Rush. So BGRI is a smaller group of people, and then we kind of launch you into the full group of Boiler Gold Rush, which will be around 8,000 humans. So kind of just transitioning into what that's going to look like and preparing you for that. And then Tuesday, August 19th, like I said, BGR will start that day, but we're kind of going in 2 parts here. That starts in the evening. On Tuesday, you have a ton of flexible time as a Boiler Gold Rush International student. You will have one final team time in BGRI. You'll still have team times later in the week, but Tuesday is all about just taking care of you. So maybe you need to visit ISS and get some of those, paperwork things checked off your list. Maybe you need to get your VMISCI, your voluntary or your virtual mandatory international student check-in completed. So maybe that's something you need to do. Or if your team leader international wants to take you to Target, or we have a Target here on campus where you can go and get bed sheets or shower shoes, or maybe something you forgot during your long journey to get here to campus. So lots of things you can check off your list on Tuesday. It's kind of just a day to take care of you before we start Boiler Gold Rush. And with that, we're going to jump right into Boiler Gold Rush programming. So we wrap BGRi. Now we jump right into BGR, also on that Tuesday, August 19th. So before this, while BGRi was occurring, everyone for BGR was moving in kind of while that programming was taking place. The last day of move-in and check-in is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. that Tuesday. But there was a couple other days preceding this where everybody else was moving in. We got to get about 8,000 humans in the door before Tuesday. So lots of that happens kind of in shifts. So 3 p.m. will end our move-in and check-in slots. And then just like for BGRi, there will be a bigger meet the teams for BGR. And that happens all over campus. So your team leader will send you an email and tell you, hey, I'm going to meet you at this spot. And you'll probably know where that is based on where your residence hall is at that time. So don't panic if you don't know. We will also help you get to the right place. And you'll find your team leader there. And they will take you to your first dinner for BGR, and they will also take you to BGR kickoff. So that is at Ross-Ade Stadium, and it is where everyone is in the same place for BGR. Our Indianapolis students will join us as well, so it's a really fun time to just start BGR all together. The first 30 minutes will also be live streamed to parents and families. Watching from home on the Purdue University Orientation Program's YouTube channel. So this is a really fun chance to kind of just get a glimpse of what your student is experiencing if you're a parent or family or supporter at home. Just to see all of those humans in Ross-Ade is always a really cool experience. And then we jump into a couple things from athletics, and we have just some fun events to start BGR off on the right foot. And then the rest of BGR follows pretty much the same schedule every day. You have kind of a main session in the morning, maybe a second one in the afternoon, followed by more of a choose your own adventure type of vibe. And then in the afternoon or evening, there's usually more of a social event or something to really end your evening off on a fun note. So on Wednesday, August 20th, your first session is a safety session with Purdue Police Department, Purdue Fire, and a couple other campus partners. It's kind of like a safety and wellness session. It's both how to keep you safe on campus, but also how to take care of yourself. So I think it's really important to start BGR off with that one because it gets you just really set up for success there. For our transfer students who are coming maybe from another university, we have a special welcome event for you on Wednesday as well. So you will get more information about that. And then everyone in the afternoon has a chance to kind of explore campus and all the things we have to offer. We have lots of open houses with different organizations on campus, different religious organizations. We have academic previews where you can see a faculty member or professor who maybe they are putting on a class that you might be taking, like a math class or an engineering class. They might be giving a preview of what that lecture or that class will look like. And it's a really cool opportunity to see what that class will look like when you start your semester a week later. Some of you will track through getting a t-shirt from University Bookstore. You'll do a traditions tour. Some of you will have a chance to see a virtual reality lounge as part of our partnership with Fusion Studio. So there's lots of stuff happening every afternoon. And since there's so many of you, we kind of make sure you all spread out in different places. And then the event Wednesday night is something called Slater Slam, and that takes place on Slater Hill. If you haven't heard of it yet, you will hear of it very quickly once you get to Purdue. It's a huge hill with kind of a theater sat right on it, and we have a couple local bands that are going to play for us and give us a little concert as part of your welcome here to Purdue. So that will wrap up kind of the first full day. of BGR and take us into Thursday, August 21st. You will have two sessions that day. The one in the morning is called our Freedom of Expression session. You kind of got an intro to freedom of expression during Purdue 102. So then that will be followed by the Boilermaker community session, kind of talking about the different communities and organizations here on campus and kind of how we all find our sense of belonging. The same type of open houses and academic previews will also be offered on Thursday, just so maybe you visited one or two places on Wednesday and you can go get another chance to see some more things on Thursday. So you kind of get to choose your own adventure there again. And then Thursday night is again another opportunity to test out some different things. So we will get to see a Purdue women's soccer game if that's something you're interested in. And then there will be two different events in Loeb Theater or in the Stewart Center. So we'll have a movie night if you prefer more of a quieter, kind of just a chill vibe. We'll be watching Cars and doing Cars trivia in one of our theaters. And then we will also have an illusionist in the other one. So lots of options for Thursday night. You kind of get to choose what fits best for you. And a lot of these have multiple showings. Obviously, it's one soccer game, but the movie and the illusionist will do two shows. So if you really want to do one or the other, you'll kind of have the opportunity to try several different things. That will take us into Friday. We're almost wrapped up here. So Friday, you've learned a lot. You've learned how to keep yourself safe. You've learned kind of how to find your community at Purdue. Now we're going to start to focus on your academics. So on Friday, you have an academic success session followed by a faculty panel. So some of our esteemed faculty here at Purdue will kind of give some words of wisdom about how to connect with faculty and how to succeed in your classes. If you are a BGRi student, you might be thinking like, well, I had that academics in the US session, so how is this one different? They are very different. The academics in the US session focuses a lot on just getting you oriented to what you might see in a classroom or a syllabus. And the academic success session during BGR focuses a lot on, it's a very scenario-based, how to practice the right study skills and, even talks about AI in the classroom. So there's a lot of different things that we go through in that session as well. On Friday afternoon, all of you will get a chance to visit your specific college and be welcomed by them. So maybe you're in the College of Education or Liberal Arts or Engineering, College of Pharmacy. They all have their different welcome events set up. And they're all very different. So you'll get to go to your specific college and meet the people that you'll be, having classes with, or, the professors or other staff that you'll see as a part of your major. So that's a really cool opportunity to start networking and making connections before classes even start. So very cool event there. And then Friday night is my favorite event in all of Boiler Gold Rush. We have Fountain Fest presented by Purdue Federal Credit Union. That is where every student in Boiler Gold Rush gets a chance to try out one of our most kind of popular or fun Purdue traditions, which is the fountain run, as you can see by that silly picture down below. So that is where everyone gets to run through our fountains. So it's just a tracked path through the fountains. You get a little wet, but then you get to have some fun with your friends. We'll also have some events on Memorial Mall, like some inflatables, a DJ, some other things there. It's just kind of a big party to really start to wrap up the week. If Fountain Fest and running really isn't your vibe, we'll also have some quieter events off, by very close to the mall, but off to the side. So you can still enjoy the fun, but just some more low-key options if that's more your speed. So kind of something for everyone at that event. And then last but not least, our final day here of BGR is Saturday, August 23rd. I will talk about Sunday here in a minute. So on Saturday, August 23rd, we have a wellness session. So we talked about safety and wellness a little bit earlier in the week, but we kind of tie a bow on it on Saturday as well. So we really focus on, okay, you're in college now. How do you take care of you? And it's a really powerful session about campus resources, but also just addressing how to take care of yourself as a college student. On Saturday afternoon, we have the Be Involved Fair. So that's over 500 community partners and campus organizations spread out on Memorial Mall, and you get to explore all of them. So if you want to sign up for the swim club or the rowing club, or, talk to a couple community businesses and maybe apply for jobs. That's an option. So there will be lots of stuff to look at the Be Involved Fair. It is exactly what it says it is. It's how to get involved on campus, but also in the West Lafayette and Lafayette community. A very cool activity there. You'll also get a chance with your team leader to go find your classes, just kind of getting into the nitty-gritty there. Lecture locators is an activity where you will look at that schedule that you made with your advisors, and you will go and find your classrooms. So you'll see a lot of buildings as you walk around campus, but maybe you have a classroom or a building that we didn't have a session in, and you're really wondering how to get there. So your team leader will help you navigate campus and find those spaces so that your first week of classes goes as smoothly as possible. And then we wrap up BGR in the same way we kicked it off. We all go back to Ross-Ade, and we just kind of wrap up such a great week and prepare you for your first semester at Purdue. We have a wonderful keynote. His name is David Coleman. You'll hear from some of our student leaders and some other faculty and staff, and it'll just be a really great way to send us off into a great start to the year. On Sunday, August 24th, there are no formal BGR events, but there are a couple things happening on campus. We'll still have some religious events taking place for BGR participants that you'll be able to find in Purdue Guide, and that will be advertised around campus. And then we also have our fraternity, sorority, and cooperative life. They will be hosting Meet the Greeks in the same place that we had Be Involved Fair. So that will take place on Memorial Mall. And so if you're interested in Greek life, that is a great event to attend as well. So you can kind of start to hear about that process. Okay. So that kind of wraps up our BGRi and BGR schedule for West Lafayette. I just want to run through a couple last tidbits of what to do before you arrive, just so that you feel ultra prepared for a great BGR experience, but also just a great start to your whole semester and whole time at Purdue. So one thing we want to make sure you have done is completing Purdue 102, and also just finalizing any outstanding new student task list items. If you're having trouble with any of those, feel free to reach out to us, but those should be done before coming to campus. I know we've said this a lot, but we also want you to upload your mobile ID photo, especially if you're an international student. A lot of times those have trouble loading. So don't just put it in that eTransact app. We want you to download it to your wallet or whatever that looks like on your phone. It's just way easier to pull up if that's already downloaded and put into your phone. Our move-in website has so many details about moving in, where to park, where to go, the different routes to take. So that move-in website is kind of a little gold mine of how to get to campus safely and making sure you're in the right spot. So definitely checking that move-in website. A couple days from now, you will be getting your BGR final details in your email. So that will kind of run through every possible question you might have and give you lots of information about what you're going to see when you get to BGR. So that will come to your Purdue email account, and it will kind of link to a website that takes you to all of our final details. And again, if you have any questions once you've read through that, feel free to reach out to us. Once you get very close to your move-in time, you will get an email from your BGR team leader or your team leader in your international, and they will be giving you even more final details about where to meet them for Meet the Teams, where you're going to be eating that first dinner time, or, if you're an international student, maybe a lunchtime or whatever that looks like for you. So that email is also very critical. It will tell you how you're going to find them. So lots of good nuggets coming from your team leader as well. And then last but not least, follow All Aboard Purdue on Instagram. That is the orientation programs office. And we post a lot of reminders. And then during BGR, we take a lot of pictures of all of you. And so we would love to have you guys follow us so that you can, one, get some good information, but also just see all the fun and uplift the fun that you get to have when you get to BGR. So I know that is a lot of information about the move-in process and the BGRi And the BGR schedules, we've thrown a lot at you, but I hope it's informative and helps you prepare for what each process is going to look like. So, like I've said a lot of times, feel free to reach out to our team if you have any questions. But we are so excited to see you when you come to campus very soon here in West Lafayette. So, with that, I'm going to pass it off back to Craig for some final announcements before we end. So, thank you so much for watching.
Thanks so much, Allison. And thank you to you that are watching this video today, and also to all of the great people that we've talked with in this West Lafayette session. We had Allie Goodrich on, we had Jeff Sieber on, we had Carrie North on, we had Vicki Wicks on, and of course, Allison and myself talking to you about all things related to Boiler Gold Rush. As you can see, we have prepared a lot for you, and we're certainly excited to welcome the over 9,000 new students to campus throughout not only BGR and then for our returners coming later as well. So we really appreciate your time and attention. Let us know if you have any questions. We hope you have a great last little bit of time before you come back to campus and come to campus for Purdue University. We're really excited to have you. Take care, and we will see you very soon for Boiler Gold Rush.